Hey y'all, you know who it is. Okay, these are the do's and don'ts of how to dye locked hair. I've been locked to eons. I've dyed my hair about 10 times. The first time I'm dark. Normally I'm in a blondish color. So these are the do's and don'ts, 5 each. Okay, first is have all your ingredients ready before you start the process. Now you have it blended, shake them up, the whole 9 yards. Because shaking them up take a long time depending on your color. So I found that the red dyes take a very long time to shake up with the applicator and all that stuff. Way longer than the lighter dyes. And I think it's the pigment and the hue, but it took a long time to actually become color. So have all that stuff ready. Now, I end up using 5 boxes, really like 4.5 or close to 5 boxes of dye. And I know unless you're a veteran, colorist, or you dyed your hair that same color over and over again, so you already know how many boxes. I know it's a little difficult to judge how many boxes you need depending on the color. But more is better than less because you don't want to run out of color. I had that problem one time and it's funky. So you got all this nice and colored, then the edges, the ends have nothing. So you try to like pull it down and it's not going to work with locks. So make sure you have enough color and make sure you have all the ingredients blended because you don't want to have, the top is all light and because it's all full with dye and so forth. And then you starting to shake up some dye that you should have had ready, and then the bottom is not getting this proper color. This is turning orange, and this is not dark, and all those issues. Okay, so make sure you have your stuff set up, pre-prepped, pre-mixed, the whole 9 yards before you start. Next, cover everything in your bathroom that would possibly come in contact with the dye. Your sinks, your walls, your doors, whatever have you, because that color gets everywhere. And red stains horribly and orange stains horribly. And I think green. I never use green. But those stain horribly. And you want to make sure that you don't have to be scrubbing later on. I had color all over the place. I didn't realize how much color I had all over the place. And partly because I didn't use a comb this time. Last time I did. One of them little color comb brush thingies. And I didn't do it this time because I made my own color. So it's in a big jar. And I just use my fingers to get it out, which is easier than using a comb. But now I got stuff everywhere. So 3 is get your own gloves. The gloves that are in the box are horrible. They don't fit. They don't stay on. They're horrible. Just go to Walmart, Target, your dollar store, whatever have you. Get those cleaning gloves that fit the hand. Get those gloves. Use those gloves. They're perfect. They don't slide off. Get those gloves. 4 is washing. Now, this is the big debate. When I first started dyeing my hair, I was researching, should I wash my hair right afterwards or should I just wait, use a conditioner, and then that's it? You're supposed to dye your hair when it's dirty. Therefore, you put in chemicals on top of the dirt, and then you're going to use a conditioner, and then you're going to just style your hair, whatever have you. Now, if you're loose natural, sure, you have the brush and the comb to pull that dirt through. You're locked, your hair is just dirty, and now it's dirtier with all the stuff you put on it. Because you're still going to have to moisturize it after you wash it and dry it. After you condition it and dry it and so on. You still got to put moisturizer in and all that stuff. So you adding dirt on top of dirt. I did that one time, regretted it. Because you're adding dirt on top of dirt, basically. I wouldn't do it. So I researched, and this is a debate. Everybody's back and forth with that and so forth. I wash my hair. I lightly wash my hair. Now, normally I do 2 washings on my scalp and 2 washings on my locks. Now, this time I did 1 washing on my scalp and 1 washing on my lock. Now, I probably need a little bit more, but I don't want to wash all the color out. But I do want to wash the dirt off. So that's the compromise. 1 and 1 for me. Now, use the conditioner that they give you. That conditioner is fabulous, okay? Your hair lays down like a pussycat, okay? I love that because they need to bottle that conditioner. I've sought out other conditioners in that same name brand, they don't have it. I don't know what they use in the color box conditioner, but that stuff is pure gold. So use that conditioner. However much is in there, use it. It helps keep the color in your hair, and it like solidifies everything. So use that conditioner after you shampoo your hair. Next. Okay. Those are the do's. Now for the don'ts. Do not start in the front. Do not start here. And which kind of goes to starting at the top too. Do not start in the front. Do not start at the top. Why? Because your locks are very thick. And it takes a lot to get them colored. Or even moisturized. It takes them forever to get them moisturized and colored. So you start up here. Here is all nice and, let's say, blonde or whatever have you. By the time you get down here, here is already too light. Already too light. Then by the time you wait for this to color up, you're breaking your hair. So do not start at the top. You start at the darkest part of your hair. This is my own practical information because I've been through that. Last time I dyed my hair, I started at the top, not thinking. Sure enough, this was very light, great and wonderful. By the time this got light, it was time for me to take this out, and that's not going to work. So you start the darkest part of your hair. For me, the darkest part was, of course, down in here. So this is where I started, brought it all down my locks. Then I did my top last. Very important. Start at the darkest part of your hair. And then you work your way down the lock shaft. Then you finish at the top. The top is very easy to dye. Whatever color you're using, the top is very easy to dye because it's not thick, it's not heavy, it's not dense. It's just straight scalp with some hair. There you go. Next is... it's funny, it's tricky to figure out how long to leave the dye on for. Leave it on too long, your hair's falling out. Leave it on too short, it's not colored. This could have been left on a little bit longer, but I left it on for about an hour in total. And again, I don't want to wake up next to my hair. So I left it on for about an hour. It could have used more time. So I figured, hey, if I want a lighter color, the next go around in a few months, maybe 2 months, 3 months, I'll dye it again, give it a lighter treatment, and maybe take it the color up a notch as far as making it a little bit lighter. Put it on, there you go. Other than that, because even in locks, and it's worse in locks, that color on too long will start to break your hair down. One lady said she dyed her hair blonde. She put the bleach in, which I don't believe in the bleach process, but whatever. So she put the bleach in, and she put it in too long. Then she started putting her hair in her hair, and it started coming on out. So I'm fine with that. I don't need my hair to be that colored. I'm good with that. So do not leave your dye on too long. Also, sidebar, red takes a very long time to come out. I'm like, oh my God, I was rinsing and rinsing and rinsing. And tell you the truth, I got lazy and I waited till it was mostly clear and I said, forget it, I'm done. Because even when you wash it, you think it'll help pull the pigments out, and it does, but it's not complete. And technically, you're supposed to rinse your hair until it's complete. The water's completely clear. I would still be there doing that. Red pigments. I haven't dyed my hair red since I was loose natural umpteen years ago. But red pigments are the hardest to get out. Okay, just rinsing them was very hard. So it took me forever to get that out. The blonde, 1, 2, 3. This, oh my gosh. So that's that. Next is, don't forget your color will fade. Okay, it's gonna fade. So whatever you mix it, whatever comes out in the developer and all that stuff, it's going to be a different color by the time you put it on your hair, it dries and so forth. Reason why, we all know locks are dense, they're thick, all the pigment is going to be inside of the shaft and so forth. So you're going to have to either leave it on a little bit longer than intended, or you're going to have to make it a lighter color. So that's what I usually do when I do blonde. I do a lighter color that I actually want, because it's not going to take like the box says. It's just not going to be not loose natural. So we can't brush it to perfection, and we can't let the sun dye it to perfection and all these different things. It is what it is. And your color is going to fade. And it's going to fade naturally anyway. But it's definitely going to fade because all the color is going to be right up in the shaft. That's why, again, back to the last one, that's why I said it took so long for that color to come out in the wash because, and I know when I wash my hair again, it's going to be red everywhere. So, because all the pigment is in the shaft. So, that's another thing. So, bonus is make sure you get the shaft. Make sure you get all of this in here because, again, it's easy to be up here, harder to be down here. Make sure you get all the hair in the shaft and work it into, as you would moisturizer or hair conditioner or ACV rinse or any of that products you'll put in your hair. Make sure you work your way all down the shaft, always, because it will not dye. Now, my hair, mind you, if you look at my last video, you'll see blonde pieces. It did not dye. Now, mind you, you can see that I worked it down the shaft because all these pieces are blonde. Was it curly then? No, it was bone straight when I dyed it. Bone straight. So, why do I still have these blonde pieces going on? See, this is a rainbow right here. You got the reddish, the blonde here, a little bit of everything right here. Do I mind? No, not at all. So make sure you dye your hair well. Be careful. Dyes are harmful. I use permanent hair color because anything less will not take as well. Definitely when you go in dark, it will not take as well, unless you do black, of course. But it's not going to take as well. So anyway, watch my last video. It was how I mixed the color, what colors I used. So I'm calling this like a dark magenta plum color. And these are the do's and don'ts of dyeing your hair. Peace out. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do.